Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark with Limo Marketer here, and today I want to talk about pay-per-click versus SEO and the lead cost of both of these things, what you can expect today. The reason I wanted to make this video is I just had a call with a new client. He's a brand new operator out of Orlando area, and he was about 3 weeks into his first campaign, new to the industry, and he said, Mark, what's next? I'm ready to go. We're getting leads. I'm booking jobs. What do I do next? And so at this point, he doesn't even have a website. We started him with Google pay-per-click campaign. And this is what I recommend for everyone because, look, what do you want at the end of the day? What's the most important thing? You want to get new clients, right? You want to get new business. So we want to do that as quickly as possible. For those of you who are brand new to the industry who are watching this, that's what I recommend. A lot of people say, no, I need to get a website, I need to do all this stuff. No, you need to get customers so you can get money coming in so you have the money to pay for those sorts of things. And so for new operators, I always recommend start first with pay-per-click, then later on go to SEO. So let's kind of talk about kind of what you can expect to pay per lead, per sale, and what sort of ROI you can get on ad spend, and then let's compare pay-per-click and search engine optimization. So let's start with pay-per-click lead cost. Let me just erase this here. Okay, so let's pretend you have a $1,500 a month budget, okay? And let's pretend you're not paying for management. And let's pretend that you did a good job optimizing this pay-per-click campaign and your cost per lead is about $10 per lead. I know in a medium-sized city, after probably 2 or 3 months, you can get leads for $10 with a really well-optimized campaign, which those things are obviously not easy to do. But to make the numbers simple, let's just say $1,500 a month gets you 150 leads a month. Okay. So out of those 150 leads a month, let's say you're really good at closing business, and so you're going to convert those 150 leads into 50 sales per month. So you close 1 out of every 3 leads you get. Okay. So now you can do the math here. What's your average ride? If it's 200, that means you make $10,000. If your average ride is 500, that means you make $25,000. Let's say your average ride's $200, so $200 average ride, so that's going to be 10K, and so that 1,500 will get you 10K, and that would be pretty good, especially if you're a sedan and SUV operator. So the question then becomes, what about SEO? And why don't we do SEO? And what can we expect to pay per lead when we do SEO? And so it's hard to give hard and fast numbers for this because a lot of people start from different spots. I am going to assume that you have a brand new website, okay? That's never had SEO done to it. I'm going to also assume you're not in a city like LA, New York, in a really big market. So for the website, you might pay $1,500 to $3K. Probably closer to $3K if you want to have an SEO build it. Actually, let's just figure $2 to $3K to have an SEO build your site. It's so important to have someone who knows SEO build your website because they will build it in a certain way that will be more favorable to the search engines without going into too many technical details. So we start with the website, and so this might take 4 to 6 weeks to build. Then we go to an SEO plan, and let's just pretend you're spending $1,500 a month with SEO. That's a pretty good size budget, and let's say you're in a medium-sized market. Let's say you're in Sacramento, okay? Sacramento, and you're spending $1,500 a month. So in the first 6 months, you're not going to get very many leads. And really in the first 3 months, you might barely get any. I'm going to pretend here that in month 1 through 3, you average 5 leads a month, even though probably in the first month you aren't going to get any leads. But let's just say month 1 through 3, you get 5 leads, so that's 15. And then month 4 through 6, let's say you get 10 leads a month. So if we do the math there, 15 plus 30, that's 45 leads. 45 leads in 6 months. Okay, how much did you just pay for those 45 leads? Well, you're spending $1,500 a month, right? Times 6 equals 9K. Plus you had to buy a website. Let's say the website was 2K. So 2K, so that's 11K. So $11,000 for 45 leads. You might be wondering, Mark, why would I ever do SEO? Well, the thing is, you're building an asset. Okay, and once you have more money coming in and you're a larger operator, it makes sense to build your asset, which is your website. Okay, so let's pretend, so 11K in 6 months, and 45 leads, right? So months 7 through 12, what can we expect to get? These are just estimates here, but let's say in month 7 through 9, we're going to get 50 leads a month, okay? So that's 150, and let's say months 10 through 12, let's say we're really starting to crank, we're getting 100 leads a month at this point, okay? So that's 300, so that's 450 leads in the second 6 months. So now we're in it for another 9 grand. So now we're in it for 20K total, 12 months. And we've gotten almost 500, let's just call it 500 leads. Okay, so what is your actual cost per lead so far? $40 in the first year per lead. Okay, so now we know it's 40 a year, 40 a lead in the first year. Right? Okay, now on month 13, let's do month 13 through month 18. Okay? Month 10 through 12, you're getting 150 leads a month. Well, let's say it's really starting to pick up now. Now, month 13 through 15, you're going to get 200 leads a month, and then month 16 through 18, you get 250. So that's 600 plus 600 plus 750. So that's 1,350 leads. And this, we're on year 2, right? And so in that 6-month window, you spent $9,000, right? Okay, the numbers are starting to get better, right? You got 1,300, I know that 5's messed up, and 50 leads for $9,000. What is that? That's about $7 a lead, I believe. No, it's actually less than that. About $6 a lead, we'll say. So now we're at $6 a lead. So now we are cheaper. Oh, looks like you can't see that. Now we are at a lower cost per lead than we were at with Google Ads, right? When we first started the video, we said we were paying about $10 a lead with Google Ads. Well, now in the second year of SEO, we are at $6 a lead. It gets even better than this. So let's update these numbers too. So you're in it for really 20K plus the second 6. So you're in it for 29K. You got 1,350 plus 500, so that's 1,850 leads. And this is the first 18 months. Okay, let's say the last 6 months, so month 19 through 24. let's pretend you're going to get an average of 300 leads a month, 19 through 24. So that's 6 times, so that's 1,800 leads. So to be clear, you've gotten more leads in the last 6 months of this 2-year period, or almost more than you have in that whole 18 months. So the last 6 months of this 24-month period, you've gotten almost the same number of leads. And you're still only paying for that 6-month block $9K, which that math is really easy. So now you're at $5 a lead. And what's the beauty of all this? Oh, looks like I am off the edge now. This says leads here, and that says leads there. So what am I trying to get to with all of this? The point I'm trying to make is SEO is completely worth it. It's probably the best investment you can make in your business. But in the first year, it's not, especially if you're starting with a brand new website, so that's really important. If you're starting with a brand new website, it's expensive and it's going to take longer. However, by year 2, your cost per lead might be cheaper than Google Ads. By year 3, it's definitely going to be cheaper than Google Ads. And so I see this all the time. I have a client who's, I've been running his Google Ads for 5 years now, spends about $10,000 a month. Over the course of 5 years, that's, 600 grand. What if he had been putting in $2,000 a month into SEO? By now, he might be getting more leads than he's getting from Google Ads with his SEO. And if you stop paying for SEO, which you shouldn't, because why would you? Because by the time you're on year 4 or 5, your cost per lead has gone to almost nothing. You never want to really stop paying for it because you always want to be number 1 in your market. It's an investment in your business. And it's an asset, right? If we stop doing Google Ads, having a really well optimized Google Ads campaign is a good asset for your business. However, it's not as good of an asset as something that you can literally stop paying, right? You could stop paying for SEO and eventually your rankings will go down, but if you wanted to be like super profitable a year before you sold your business, which I wouldn't recommend doing this, but you could stop doing SEO for that year and you would just get thousands of leads at no cost. And so the reason why most companies don't do SEO is because they hire an agency, they don't pay them enough, so they might pay them $500 a month, and that agency needs to then buy links and pay for content to get written in order to rank that website better. And then they have to also get paid, right? They're like, how much money am I going to put into links and content? If I'm, if I have a $500 budget, I need to get paid. So how about this? I'm going to keep $400 and I'm going to put $100 towards links and content. What happens? In a few months, the site doesn't rank because it doesn't get the investment it needs. And they get fired and they assume, hey, I was going to get fired anyways, so what's the point? And when really the way to look at it is you want to invest heavily into your clients because you want to keep them for a very long time, but you have to know going into it that your client, after you heavily invest for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, they could leave you, go work with someone else, and then because SEO takes so long to work, that new agency that takes over, all of a sudden your rankings are going up, and this new agency gets all the credit. That happens all the time, and that's why it can be very tough to be an SEO agency, because you want to invest in your clients, you want to get them good results, but you always know in the back of your mind that if you invest too much and then they leave, you really haven't gotten paid. Where SEO makes sense for both the agency and the business paying for it is after years 2, 3, 4, 5. Then it becomes the best investment you could ever make. So anyways, guys, I hope this kind of makes sense and you understand kind of what you can expect to pay per lead with pay-per-click, even though it varies, and then with SEO. By years 2, 3, 4, 5, you might be getting leads for $2 or $3 with SEO, which pay-per-click, the lead price will only go up, right? Because the cost per click only goes up over time. Back in 2005, you could get clicks for 10 cents each. Today in this industry, it's anywhere from $1 to $5, I've found. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Give this a thumbs up if it provided some value, and let me know in the comments below, have you ever signed up for SEO? And if so, what was your experience like? Have a good one, guys. I'll see you next week.